Hello, welcome to episode 9 of SVP, the Sketchy People podcast. This episode we're doing the topic of why we got into art.
Yeah.
I'm Asha AM, and who are you kids? Who are you?
I'm not a kid. I'm your same age.
I'm like a billion years younger than you guys.
I'm actually months older than you, Asha. Respect me.
I know.
But who are you?
Hi guys, I'm Seika. I'm your lovable shield of the podcast. Follow me at twitter.com/SeikaTattoo. And who are you?
Who?
I'm Graf.
Hello, Graf.
Look at this graph. The joke
Animation
that will never die.
Animation student, aspiring background artist. Hey.
Hey. I'm NeverPaint, and I also do the art stuff, and I do the illustrations, and I draw commissions right now, and it's fun because it's drawing and getting money, which
Hell
is
yeah.
even cooler.
The only two things in
Yeah.
life that matter.
I only have
Yeah.
one of them.
Oh, soon.
Soon. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
how are we gonna do this? Do we wanna like go around and
Yeah. Do you want to
everybody
start?
starts with their no, not me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Then I guess I could start if you guys want to. Like I don't have like a ton
how
of.
did you get into art? Why are you
I
here?
have been drawing since I have memory, basically, because like I think I started drawing as kind of a coping mechanism because as the people of the podcast and you guys know, I have like really shit parents, so like I was either grounded all the time or like in having things were happening in my house that I didn't want to think about, so I kind of like found a safe space in drawing and like making sculptures with clay and stuff like that.
Whoa.
I can kind of focused a lot of my energy in art. I was like, my earliest memories are from when I was like 4, and I was already into Pokemon and anime, so I had like that dark stuff baked into my mind since I was like a tiny baby. So yeah, that's basically it. I was super into Pokemon, then I was super into Inuyasha later in life, and I was also like into Ranma 1/2 and Yu Yu Hakusho, and I drew a lot of gay shit as soon as I started like thinking about romance. So yeah, I was always kind of a tiny baby art person. So yeah.
Like many artists where like their art comes from some kind of personal struggle or pain. It's
Yeah, some do. Some just
it's kind
enjoy
of like
it.
the romantic idea you have in mind of the tortured artist.
Yeah, I'm literally a tortured artist. That's really sad. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. We're here for that.
Yeah, so I kind of like did that a lot when I was a kid, and when I grew up too, because I was constantly grounded forever, because like I got grounded for every damn shit, even if it wasn't that deep. So yeah, it was one of the things that people couldn't take away from me, so I got like really attached to it.
It's funny that you like talk about the word grounded, because grounded didn't never mean anything to me, because I didn't want to leave my room.
Yeah, I was never a very outgoing person either, because but I don't know if that's because I learned to be like inside my house all the time, or if I wonder always if I wasn't grounded all the time, if I will be like a more outgoing, extroverted person, to be honest. So yeah.
Possible. So did you show your artworks to anyone, or did you just keep it to yourself?
I mostly kept them to myself. Like, I drew for myself most of the time. Like, people in my house will see them and maybe like encouraged me sometimes. Some other times it will be like weird shit about it. But yeah, unless I was in school and people saw them, it's not like I was trying to push my art on people's faces or anything. I just only recently started to do that. Like
For
recently,
marketing
quote
purposes.
unquote. Yeah, like 4
Perfect.
years
And-
ago or
And
something.
now you get money.
Yeah, hell yeah. Show your art, people. If people see your art, they might pay you for it.
So how did you transition from like just drawing for yourself to cope with things to like actually turning it into a real thing, into a job?
I mean, it happened because like I became of age, you know, and I was like, oh shit, suddenly I have to like feed myself. So I started working like I talked about this on the first episode if the audience wants to go back and hear a more detailed explanation of that. But yeah, I worked jobs that I didn't like, so I kind of got fed up with it real quick, and I tried really hard to get into art. So yeah, basically, it's just of sheer desperation of doing something I love and having like no strong interest of anything else, and already drawing all the time anyways. So yeah.
Okay, so
So did you never had like the perspective of or like the plan to get like a quotation marks normal job in the workforce, or was it always like being a tattoo artist or illustrator?
When I was like really young and still had like dreams in my mind of that kind, like I used to want to be a graphic designer, like all the baby artists. Then eventually I realized it's not what I want to do, because graphic design is not like illustration or anything else. It's completely different.
It's boring.
No, it's not boring. It's just not,
Sorry.
not the
It's
sort
just-
of shit I want to do.
I just don't like to do it.
it's just a little
Sorry,
different
Lemon.
type of
Yeah.
creating stuff.
Yeah. Like there's a million ways to make art stuff. But yeah, it's just like eventually, you know, I was in a position where I couldn't go to university because like that meant, even if in Argentina universities are free for the most part, that meant relying on my dad and still giving him power over me, and that's a thing I wanted to cut off as soon as I could, basically.
Makes sense.
So yeah, I couldn't. He will always try to push like for me to go and become an architect or something like that, which I don't want to do, first of all, but also like he wanted me to not work and like rely on him and study more. But I just, the whole idea of doing that was just feel really wrong. So I just tried to become independent as soon as I could.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Put
you
it in
just
your own
took
hands.
the skills you already built up and put yourself out there instead of studying.
Yeah,
For it.
basically.
That's really impressive.
It's what you do when you don't have that many options, I think.
I guess that's true.
I mean, it's the one cool thing that came out of living that sort of life, having that sort of life as a kid, I think. So I'm sure going to take advantage of it, you know?
Yeah, it totally makes sense, and it will look good in your biography when you're famous and
Hell yeah.
dead.
I fit the profile of what people think about when they think art.
Yeah.
I just have to also be gay or something.
Yeah, or cut your ear off.
Yeah,
Or like-
hell yeah.
That
Or
always works.
another organ.
Um,
It always works. It worked one time.
That's
oh boy.
that's 100%.
Hey, true.
Yeah.
But yeah, why I keep drawing to this day, it's just mostly like, it's still a coping mechanism to me, and also like money and stuff. I just enjoy it a lot nowadays, and it's my livelihood, so that's a good thing, I think. So
It's
yeah.
nice to
Basically, the position most of us want to get in, I think.
being
Yeah.
able to combine these two things in a comfortable way without having to worry about too many things.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, I don't know. If you guys have questions, maybe that will stimulate my mind, but I don't think I have too much to say about that at this point.
What kind of art did you do first?
I drew like a shit ton of dogs and Pokemon.
Yeah.
And dog Pokemon.
Hell yeah, you fucking know I made the OC Pokemon dogs. When only Growlithe was the one I had available, I needed more Pokemon, more dog Pokemon. So yeah, I don't really remember them, but I remember I have specific memories of like making them and giving them names and everything. If I ever find them in my dad's house, I might bring them to the podcast.
Yeah. You should just enter it in our official art hashtag sketchwithus.
Hell yeah. So
did you not keep your children's artworks, or are they somewhere, or did you throw them away at some point?
I don't know, like there's a bunch of weird shit that happened in my life, like how I didn't keep almost anything of my childhood toys because they got thrown away against my will and stuff like that.
No.
So yeah, I have kept like a decent storage of my art since I turned 12 or something. But I don't think I have everything. But the very baby drawings, the tiny baby drawings, I don't think I have still.
That's sad, because like archiving like your entire life's progress is pretty cool.
Yeah, it would have been really cool, to be honest. But also, that's a bunch of bad baby drawings.
Gotta be realistic here.
Yeah,
Also,
like imagine the pile of paper that will be when I have been drawing like almost every day of my life. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Imagine the pile of paper like put up in a gallery, like, this is an early Seika from the mid-90s.
Just a random wonky
You
dog.
clearly see the influence of tortured childhood, and here's a derpy dog. Yeah.
My refined Pokemon influences as a baby.
Yeah.
Speaking of Pokemon, that's also one of the first memories of drawing that I have.
Oh,
Just-
fuck yeah, dude.
Trying to draw every Pokemon accurately. That's what I did as a kid.
Yeah, big
And
same.
I didn't even play Pokemon. I was aware of the Pokemon trading card game. I think I had some of the cards, but I had no idea how to play it at that time. I think at that time I didn't even know it was a video game. I just knew
Nice, dude.
Many
There were
people
these
don't.
cool
Many
monsters.
kids don't.
these
I
cool
think.
creatures, and I just drew them. I don't even know why. I just instinctively did that.
You instinctively realized it was cool as shit and you needed it in
Yeah.
your life.
But I never
My-
came
my-
up with my own Pokemon. I just drew the ones that already existed and tried to perfect drawing them. That's what I remember.
Well, that does make sense if you didn't know it was like a game or you didn't watch the anime or anything like that.
Yeah, I guess. I don't even remember how
Well-
old I was.
The card game alone seems to be pretty popular with children, especially like when they are too young to be allowed like video games or getting an expensive console thing.
Well, yeah, of course. Can't
Like-
you
like
fucking
my
see the
little
Pokemon
cousin-
cards? Like, they're so shiny and so pretty. Like, of course
Yeah, I know.
people are going to want it.
My
I
little
still
cousin
play it.
also only knows or only has known the cards up until recently.
They also have
God,
really cool
let's
artwork
go.
sometimes.
So basically, it's like your cousin and you are on a similar Pokemon level. Yeah, they're
Well,
working
I
the
have
Pokemon
played
cards
a
is
real
great.
Pokemon game,
You have to
at
keep
least
playing.
like a few hours. Yeah,
I won't forgive you if you don't finish it.
I will soon.
I want to see Fridolin
Same.
beat the Elite Four.
Hell yeah.
From Killer Kill. So continue your art journey, Graf.
My art journey.
Yeah.
I think then I just stopped drawing
No.
until I was like 14 or something. At least I don't remember drawing a lot. And when I was 14, I still remember the exact moment that I noticed that I want to draw. I was sitting on the patio with my little cousin who was like 7 at the time, I think. And he was drawing something. And then I was like, hey, I could also draw something. I took out a piece of paper and a pencil or something, and I just started drawing, and I drew a jeep that vaguely resembled jeeps from the Lustige Taschenbücher series, which is a Disney comic series that seems to be exclusive to Europe. At least my research doesn't show anything else.
Yeah. We were talking about that and losing our minds before we started recording, and I wish you have saved it for the podcast.
It's an incredibly popular Donald Duck comic series that's been going for like 50 years or something, and everybody knows them. They are very dated, I think. Like, I don't know anyone who read them as a child. I
read them as a child.
I don't think they're... Yeah, you did. But it's not like they're like the children's medium of an older generation, kind of.
I guess. I still had... My grandma had kept all the comics that my uncle had read, and I just had like a huge box full of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Which is probably also my earliest artistic influence, except for Pokemon, when I didn't know what Pokemon was.
I want the name of that later, so I can like look at them and see what.
I'm gonna put a link in the show notes for people to find it.
It's just called Funny Paperback. That's the name.
And it's set in Duckburg, and most of the time it's the triplets. I forgot their English names, but they have stories a lot of the time. And Scrooge McDuck also, all those people. Yeah, that's that.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah,
that's a rare DuckTales adjacent thing for people who like the show to check out.
Yeah, if you can read German, that is.
There has to be translations somewhere, I believe.
Maybe. Okay.
So you picked up drawing again when you were 14, and how did it go?
Well, basically from that point on, I was like, when I made this drawing, I was like, oh, damn, that actually looks kind of cool. And then I just started drawing, and I thought of myself as an artist, like one of these artists that have pictures in museums, and I think also was pretty arrogant about my art, but I don't remember.
Oh, dude, same.
As you should be.
Same.
Yeah.
When I was like an early teen, I was so arrogant about my art. I wanted to strangle myself from the past. I love the idea of Graf as a 14-year-old touching like the pen to the paper, and like all his memories of art come back as if he has picked a dead note again. Basically.
Yeah. It was like that. I was like, hey, I remember drawing Pokemon. Let's do that again.
Hell yeah, dude.
And yeah, then I became an artist and drew crappy pictures until I was maybe 16 or something, or 17.
And you decided to study animation?
No, I didn't decide to study animation until like 2.5 years ago.
Ooh. What was your first choice then?
So, okay. Well, first I was an artist. Then I got into anime and manga, but not through watching anime and manga, but through finding markcrilley on YouTube. I'm pretty sure most of the audience is familiar with markcrilley, but he's that
I'm not.
You're not?
Link in description.
No, not by the name alone.
He's
I will check him out later.
he used to be one of the biggest art tutorial channels on YouTube, specifically doing like manga style illustrations.
Oh,
And-
nice. Exploiting that weeble audience.
Yeah, but he's not like he's not really a weeb. Like he's more. Well, it seemed different in any case. I had no
Yeah.
perception of that at the time. I just saw that guy who draws in a cool style, and was like, "Hey, that looks cool. I want to learn how to draw this." And I just started watching his tutorials, and then I also got into anime, and then I was like, "Hey, I want to be a mangaka. I just want to do this. I want to draw comics. I want to be like
Fuck you,
Eiichiro.
dude.
I want to be Eiichiro
Wanna be
Oda
a
of
mango.
Austria."
Awesome.
And became really obsessed with drawing comics and making doing visual storytelling. Even though I was shit at it, I had no idea of how to do it. I just did it. I think I drew like 40 pages of a comic, and then just
Whoa.
threw it away afterwards because it was shit.
No.
Nice. That's way
Don't
more
do
effort
that.
than I did for my first manga attempt as a kid.
Well,
But I was way younger. So,
I remember having like a really structured approach. It was like, okay, I'm making a comic. I wrote a bunch of it beforehand, and then I just
Oh my
sat
God.
down, and for 2 weeks I was drawing that and just like doing sketches, like sketching out the entire comic. And then I realized, hey, this story is going nowhere.
No.
I just threw it away.
I had a different experience. I when I was like 13, I think, I put my fanfiction writing skills into an original story that was like romance and about angels and demons and weird teen shit. And
Whoa.
I wrote like, I don't know, like 10 chapters or something like that. And there was a plot, and
Nice.
I don't remember like the specifics of it. I remember like all my classmates thinking it was cool as shit, but we were all 13-year-olds, so it was probably terrible. Let's be honest. So I drew like I tried drawing like a chapter, the first chapter as a manga thing, but I think I made like 10 pages or something. I was like, whoa, I don't like this at all, and it doesn't work as a manga, so I'm throwing it away. Bye.
The stories about first attempts at comic drawing made me think like I never really drew comics as a child. I just recently basically started my first one, Never Forest. But the only thing I did in that direction was like when I was like 12 or 11 or something. I got friends with like an older classmate or like older guy from the school. It was like maybe 14 or 15.
Yeah.
And we were both Harry Potter fans. And it was at the time that like I had read all the Harry Potter books, and he hadn't because he was dumb and couldn't read. And it was like
He couldn't read.
like
Wait,
and
how's
he was
your
like
classmate then?
no
the
he was
hard
like
school?
the I mean, I was the small nerdy child, and he was the big burly muscular bully guy.
That sounds like the
But he was-
perfect duo.
Hell yeah.
That sounds
Sounds
like
like the perfect anime.
yeah.
I mean, we only talked for a few months and only about Harry Potter. But basically, the deal we struck up was because the last Harry Potter movie wasn't out yet, like the last two, I think. And I had read the book, so I knew all the stuff he didn't know, and I would tell him. And then I decided, he can't read, so I'm just gonna draw him a comic about Harry Potter, book 7. So I think I adapted like the first chapter into a shittily pencil drawn comic at some point, and never showed it to him.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah,
But that's a really cute idea, though.
Yeah.
It was, and it was bad, and it wasn't fun. Like at that point, I realized that I kind of hate drawing comics, and I'm just getting back into it now because it's cool. I think that experience kind of like scared me away from comics for many years.
Okay. Huh. Well, at least your first comic wasn't an isekai.
What did you do, Graf?
Or was it?
Tell me about it.
I didn't even know what an isekai was, and I don't even think I watched an isekai at the time. But the first comic I did that I threw away was an isekai. It was just these two guys getting transported to a different world and having adventures there, like in One Piece.
Nice, dude. But I mean, you probably did, because when you think about it, like, Harry Potter is an isekai,
Is it?
and
In some
Inuyasha is an
ways.
isekai.
Well, yeah,
Narnia
but
is
I
an
have I've
isekai.
never
Narnia
seen
is a classic
Inuyasha.
isekai, basically.
Yeah, but there's like a ton of anime and
Narnia.
stuff.
Yeah.
Narnia
Okay,
is
I
an
knew
isekai for
Narnia.
sure.
I was really into Narnia, and maybe that influenced me, but I don't know.
Did you read the Narnia books?
It's just like
Graf?
this experience. What? Sorry.
Did you read the Narnia books?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I did.
cool. I tried to read them because I was like a bookish child, but I found them boring and weirdly short.
Really?
And
Okay.
yeah, because I was used to like those big Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, like
Yeah, like
giant
really
books.
stupid
And
long
I see.
books.
It's
Narnia
not the
is
same kind
weirdly-
of fantasy.
Narnia
Feels
is
a
a
little
weird
different.
kind of story.
It's I really like it.
Yeah.
But I could see why people wouldn't. Yeah, that experience of making an isekai as the first thing I ever did kind of shaped my perception of a lot of isekai, because right now I just feel like, oh, this is like the first thing people just come up with when they write a fantasy anime.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this
It's
is
like-
still me. No, get it away. Get it away.
So I'm always like, okay, this just when I see an isekai, I'm just like, okay, these writers just didn't think further, which is kind of unfair, but it's just
I mean, to be
informed by my
honest,
experience.
to be honest, I think you're probably right, especially when you see at the premises. It's like they have a really strong idea of what they want to do on the name or like the first part of the story, but then it goes to shit super fast. Like they had a
Yeah.
cool idea and run with it. Like,
Yeah, and they just expect if it gets popular, they're just expected to like run with it forever and
yeah.
produce as many of those as possible. Yeah.
Okay, wait.
So
I still,
now you're here.
I'm here studying
Yeah.
animation. So, okay, I was drawing comics, I was drawing manga, and for a while I was considering like actually studying art or like becoming an art teacher, like NeverPaint.
Hello,
But
I'm not an art teacher yet.
Yeah, but you're studying to become one.
Just
Yes.
to clarify.
I was actually gonna do the same combination as you, English and art.
Hey.
But then for some reason I dropped it because I got obsessed with the idea of not becoming an artist through a system, but on my own.
Makes sense.
For some
Hell
reason,
yeah.
it's just like
You try to go rogue.
it's the rebel spirit of my teenage years, I suppose. Blind and stupid, and
Nice.
then I just started studying Scandinavian languages for fun. Because I was really into the manga Vinland Saga and wanted to be like a Viking.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
And I just started studying that, and there I rediscovered my love for visual storytelling and filmmaking, because one of my friends there had the glorious idea to study for the history exam by writing a story about the history of Scandinavia. And
Cool.
because we were also learning about plays, I just decided to adapt the history of Scandinavia into a screenplay. And
It seems terribly ineffective for learning, but
that was really effective. We all passed the
super
exam.
I just
effective.
mean like from a time
NeverPaint, you don't
concept,
understand
because
the amount of like Meiji era Japan history I know just from Rurouni Kenshin and like Hakuoki,
no,
basically.
I'm just saying it sounded like they would just like write a whole play or novel for like an exam, or like
Yeah, but then he will remember all the facts because he was passionate about it.
We just had
mean-
a lot of fun creating that, and
yeah.
I'm looking up the video right now. This is gonna be in the show notes. We then performed it with cutout paper dolls,
Yeah.
and
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
it was the best time ever. We had so much fun doing this, and it made me realize that I want to do film, and I want to create stories like this and have fun with visual storytelling. And then I just kind of decided to study animation because it was a weird revelation for me, because I didn't know there was actually a school for that. But I wasn't, even though I enjoyed like studying Scandinavian languages, I wasn't feeling very happy with myself
Yeah.
there, because it just, after rediscovering like this thirst for doing storytelling, I was just like very miserable. And I had been into anime for a while, and also into what like live action movies. And then my mom actually found this school for me that I'm now attending, and because she noticed I was feeling miserable, and
Good mom.
Yeah.
she showed it to me, and I was like, wait, I can study animation. I sat down and just made a pencil sketch animation on a sheet of paper, erasing every frame after taking a photo with it with my phone, and made like a 7-second animation, and was like,
Oh, cool.
I can do this. Like, this actually works. Why have I not done this before? And then I just started putting all my effort into preparing for into putting together a portfolio actually for the
Yeah.
for the school.
How much time did you take for that? Like,
for that first animation?
no, for the portfolio.
A couple
Like-
of months. I did like 3 more animations like this. They were all kind of crappy, but I loved creating them, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, that's what I did, and then I entered the school, and then I just that's how I ended up here. Just started animating a lot and drawing backgrounds a lot more, and
Yeah.
making a lot of progress in a very short time, which still feels surreal. It's most intense time period of my life so far, and it's not ending, I feel. So that's
Hell yeah,
where
dude.
I am. Yeah.
I'm
we're
happy
glad
for
you
you.
came
That's
so
that's
far.
heartwarming that you're following your dreams, and your mom sounds so wholesome.
I like how you have these specific events, like these like dramatic heel turns in your life, and you just realize, oh, I want to pick up drawing again, and oh, I used to do this thing, but now I did this thing, and now I'm rediscovering my passion for visual storytelling, and I'm just gonna do that, and yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I just spent
Very
a lot of time
cinematic.
like thinking about these times and why I do the things I do. I don't know why, but that's just what I like to do.
Same,
wasn't
dude.
like that at all.
Big same. I was always like a very introspective person in that way.
Yeah.
So,
So
Yeah.
That was my
I
story.
want to hear from Asha.
yeah, Asha, tell us about it. How did you
well-
start?
When I was a little kid, I just made stuff all the time. The end. I'm kidding.
What did you make?
Yeah, I drew, I built stuff. The thing is, when I
Furniture.
was a kid, or even now, I never really understood people that well because the way I hear things kind of comes out wrong in my head. Like, it's not that my hearing's bad, it's just like my brain is bad at hearing and I get things
same,
jumbled up.
Actually.
Yeah. So it's like I have trouble with everything. I have trouble with school. I don't really understand my parents because they like English is like their second and third language. So it's like very weird.
How did you learn so good English then?
Well, I live in Canada and I have multiple siblings and TV and school. So
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
it's just
sense.
through exposition.
I have
I guess.
everyone else to
Yeah.
teach me. So yeah, I just became I did art. Everyone's being loud around me. And I'm back. I'm so sorry, Alex. Okay. I guess the point was that I just had a lot of trouble understanding everyone around me, and school and everything was difficult. So the one thing I was good at was making stuff and just like making cool art. And as a kid, I'd think, I don't want to be a starving artist. I don't want to be an artist when I grow up because that's lame. For the longest time. And then I realized,
Kind of
Same.
understandable.
and then like high school and stuff, the farther I got in, I realized, oh, there's nothing else I want to do. I need to do stuff with my hands or I'll be sad.
Yes, big relate to that.
Yeah.
And that's why I started studying art. And that's how I
So,
became...
do you remember what influenced you to start drawing as a kid?
Probably cartoons and stuff. Real life, I draw anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah,
have,
and
like, a
henna.
big field of influence.
Like henna art. I used to get henna art done every once in a while, and that style, I was really obsessed with that. I got obsessed with like abstract art in middle school, which was such a weird phase where I would just draw lines and like see where I go and then end up with these really weird, obtuse images.
Hell yeah.
Do you still have some of those?
No.
Like, oh.
No one will ever see.
I want to go through all of your guys' archives of children's drawings and like.
I only have high school stuff.
Yeah, same.
I think I still have a lot because my mom keeps it, but I don't know. I would throw it away.
That. It's not how you do it.
So Asha, you're studying art now.
No, I finished years ago.
Oh yeah. Yeah, oops.
I'm old.
Asha's old.
What kind of art?
So-
was
so
was
wait,
it like
wait,
fine
what-
arts
yeah.
or
It
something
was
more
fine art.
specific? Cool. How was your university/college experience?
It was good because I got to be around artists because I didn't really know that many artists around me when I was a kid.
Makes sense. Did you get some like good those like relationships with like important people that you can like contact later for like collaborations and stuff?
I know a couple of people like that, but I never really made that many friends in uni.
Oh. Oh well. But it was a
Well,
good
that
experience,
okay.
and some friends you have, so like, that's good.
So, what exactly is like a fine art university study? Because I can never think of anything what they do actually besides like drawing.
Well, my degree was drawing and painting, so it's pretty broad degree, and anyone can do. You could basically do anything, and because I could do anything, I kind of sort of leaned into like doing animatic work and stuff because I was interested in that, and I realized, oh, I would have liked to study animation, but I'm already
Too late.
too late.
I mean, you could always just change careers at that point. Well, I don't know
Yeah.
how the Canadian university system works, to be honest.
I didn't really care. I was just like, I wanna just do whatever I want. I don't even, and I guess because I was like still a nervous person, I didn't want to like, I don't know. I was nervous. Like I'm still scared now to like go into freelance stuff. I guess I would be happy to like do freelance art, but then I feel like I still need a lot to learn before I go into something.
Asha,
Yeah, probably.
you probably should try to just try it out and see what you get and what you do and how you like it, because I used to think all my life that I was never good enough to like apply to jobs and do stuff, but in the end once you do it you realize it's not that deep, like quote unquote, like that sounds kind of rude, but you know what I mean, like it's you don't need to know everything to work as an artist.
It's this.
It all depends if you fit the description of the job they are looking for, you know?
It's a fake it till you make it principle,
Yeah,
which is
same.
very true.
Also that.
I don't
But, like,
think
also-
you have to fake a lot because you have a pretty impressive portfolio, I think.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Just
it might feel like that. It
probably-
might feel like
Yeah,
imposter syndrome.
confidence-wise.
But yeah, yeah,
But-
exactly.
I'm gonna try to become a storyboard artist by my own hands rather than going through animation schooling and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's
what
perfectly fine.
That's what I'm planning. That's my long-term, far-off goal
Cool.
in the distance, 5 million miles away. But for now,
Hell yeah.
I'm cool with just doing my own thing, doing whatever to just keep practicing and get good, like comics and stuff.
get good.
Asha, you're already good.
Become
But,
yeah.
but do keep
become
Wanna be
working
gooder.
and doing
better.
things you want. Same. Big same.
Yeah.
I mean, I think no one is ever like good to like yourself.
Yeah,
You always feel
Yeah,
like
and also
you have
like
to-
the sad
you have
part
to-
is once you're happy with your art, I feel like those kind of people kind of stagnate and don't get that much better. So it's like you kind of need it and it sucks. Like feeling you're good enough, you know?
yeah.
So, yeah.
I used to have a lot of phases in my life where I was like, my art is good, and that's the phases I made the least progress.
Yeah.
And then
I actually feel kind of different, but like I get motivated by doing a good thing, and then I'm even more motivated when I do another good thing. And as soon as I fail, I get into like a downward spiral of not doing good things anymore.
oh,
I feel the opposite. I always like look at the mistakes, which is kind of a problem because even if I'm like relatively satisfied with something I draw, like putting together portfolios kills my soul because I have to look at older art and realize how it's not good, and that's terrible to sell yourself, you know?
I can't imagine how that would work with your output, but
I'm
Yeah.
not nowhere near perfect, dude. It's fine.
no, that's yeah. You know what I mean.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Wait, I just think your style or like your quality of your art is pretty consistent. Like when I compare it to other internet artists I know that always have like some things that really don't go together. But when I look like through your Instagram, everything makes sense. If you know what I mean, like it's like stylistically it makes all. It's very clear that it's yours. Also with Grafs and Ashas, I don't think I have that much of a consistent style as you guys.
I feel like
But I wanna
your
change
art has a very strong identity. Like there's very clear things that make your art like clearly yours. That was an
Yeah.
awful
Well,
sentence, but yeah.
I feel
only,
like you
only.
have more consistency than I have, honestly.
Well, if you only count the things I posted like in the last 2 years, which is the only stuff I show online, basically.
Well,
Well, yeah, but two
that's
years
fine,
ago
but
my art was different, and
why
two
would
years
anything?
before that was also different. I think that's normal.
I don't even have stuff that I drew 2 years ago.
Nice.
I wouldn't even count it as part of my portfolio or anything.
No, I wouldn't either. If I make a portfolio, I try to put recent stuff that I like.
Yeah,
But
like stuff from the last
yeah,
couple of months or like maybe a year.
yeah. Um, but yeah, NeverPaint. You haven't told us about you yet, so why don't you
Yeah,
go ahead?
you guys all have those like great reasons and like motivations to like to start, and I was just basically a privileged art kid who was like I think it just started with my parents just giving me when I was like 2 years old. They gave me to a artistic kindergarten, and that's the first thing I know. Like my first memories of doing stuff was there, basically.
Yeah,
Like we doing weird, crafty stuff with like making animals or something. And directly after that, because I apparently really liked it there, when we moved, I got into this art school, which was called a folk art school. I think I talked about it before, but it had like a children's like course, and we basically met like once a week and for like a few hours, for like 3 or 4 hours, I think, and made a bunch of art or like made big paintings or like do something with wood or like clay or cool stuff. And I was there for the next like 15 years of my life. Yeah, I was one of the longest running members of that school because it just became such a constant and like such a like focal point in my life, like more constant than everything else. Like schools change and like uh houses change. We moved like 2 times, but this school just stayed the same, like always in the same room. And the funny thing is, it was like a children's course for like 4 to 6 year olds when I got into it.
yeah.
And as I wouldn't leave the course like year after year, they would just higher the age of the course for me.
Oh,
So
Ah,
so
That's
basically
pretty cool.
I grew up in that course, and like more like other children would just stay for 1 or 2 years or something, and I would just stay forever. But at some point, I I changed my course. Like after I think after I was 10, they said like, okay, this was supposed to be a children's course and for teenagers, so uh, go to this different one. And I got into one that I spent like the last few years in, and that was like a what's it called? It's a painting, graphic, and printing workshop. What was called, and it was for basically all ages. So we had like children and adult people and students and sometimes some old people. Yeah, and we would do all kinds of cool stuff. And it was very free form. We didn't have a lot of projects, and we would basically always bring our own ideas or projects and just work on them a bunch. Not even with that much like educational stuff. Like the teacher would come, like go around and give some advice, but most of the time it was very free form and just basically hanging out and doing the art. And that was nice. So that's how I would explain to myself how I got into the art stuff, because it was just always a part of my life, because my parents thought, he likes that stuff, let's put him in the school.
They encouraged you. That's nice and fun and happy and
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yep.
I don't think that's a bad story at all. It's like not everyone has to come
Yeah.
from like has a weird emotional crisis to become an artist, you know? It's like knowing what you like
I
from
mean,
an early
I'm
age
glad
and
I
having loving
didn't.
parents is cool and fun. And it's nice. It's
Um,
nice that your parents didn't try to put off that flame, you know?
Oh yeah. Basically, I mean, I have no one else in my family that was like an art kid or like an art person, but for some reason, because I just started like at such a young age, like the whole family just always like assumed I would become like an artist or something.
Yeah.
Like it became like because I like when you're a child, you just like gift your family members for Christmas or birthdays or something, like a drawing
Yeah.
or like a painting you made.
Oh, yes.
But would just keep doing that and till today.
Oh,
And
that's so cute.
well, the paintings got better.
Well, of course,
Like-
yeah, but it's still
Like the
nice.
Death Note drawing I posted today was a birthday gift. Yeah, and like it became like when I was younger, it became like a meme in the family. Oh, that's a real Neverpaint. We're gonna put that like in a folder and save it for later when he's famous, and then we're gonna sell it for a lot. And that always made me shy and cringe. but yeah. Yeah, I also through that like folk art school, I also got into a bunch of like presentations in like galleries, like really small ones, because like the school would just present the stuff of their students like once a year or every few years, and that was neat. And I was in a little newspaper thing, like a local newspaper. They interviewed me when I was like 6 or 7, and I made a painting about I think it was a fox in a forest or something.
Nice.
Cool.
Adorable.
So that exists
cute.
somewhere out there for you to find, dear viewer. um,
How old were you then?
what?
How old were you when that happened?
You keep cutting out, but
Oh, how old were you when you got interviewed?
I think like 6 or 7 or something. Pretty young.
Okay. Okay, so it's probably
Um,
not on YouTube.
No, it wasn't a video. It was a news article, like
Yeah.
in a paper,
Did
in
you
a paper
have
thing.
Did you have your horns back then already?
Yes,
Cool.
they were really small.
They grew with the darkness inside him over the years.
That's more correct than the old thing. Outside, the thing is, I like for a lot of my childhood, I didn't do a lot of art outside of that school, I think. But when I got to school, I also really got, or like maybe like 1 or 2 years before, I really got into this extinct animal species, like big, cold-blooded reptiles called dinosaurs.
Hell yeah.
I really liked those, and so I would draw a lot of dinosaurs, like a ton of dinosaurs. And he had like in our school, we had like a book that had like step by step guides through drawing different kinds of dinosaurs. And that
Oh,
was also
fuck yeah,
cool.
dude.
Like with like all the lines and like this drawing the skeleton first and circles, and it was really good. And so I drew a lot of those, and I made like other kids also draw dinosaurs. And I also drew Pokemon for a short while. even though I never experienced Pokemon or something, but everybody else did. Everybody else was allowed to play video games, and so just I had an idea. Okay, I want to be a part of this. I can just draw, make up my own Pokemon and draw little Pokemon cards. Like I would like borrow a card from a classmate and just copy the entire layout of a Pokemon card.
Yeah.
And draw my own little Pokemon in it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And, yeah.
Dinosaur cards.
No, I think I made a little bird in an egg or something, like a bird Pokemon or something. Yeah, and I basically gifted those to other kids or something, I think.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
I love how... Well, Asha didn't say if she drew Pokemon as a kid, but I love how Pokemon is the unifying thing our child artists did.
Yeah, even if they don't even know or like Pokemon. But I do now.
That's just the cool thing about Pokemon, though. That's very good designs that really appeal to kids, and you don't have to understand what it is to like it.
Yeah, and also, like, when you think about it, like, there's very simple Pokemon that are easy to draw for children, and there's like, escalating complex designs that you can keep evolving through and getting better at, and being more detail-oriented or whatever. It's fun. It's good for babies to have as a reference.
So for a lot of my childhood, I would really exclusively draw dinosaurs. But at some point, I think it was like on my maybe 8th or 7th birthday, something happened.
Dun dun dun.
Something dramatic. Yeah, I got a gift. I got a little plastic gift from like an aunt or something, and they wanted to get me a dinosaur, but they made a mistake because like old people don't know anything about dinosaurs, and they got me a weird dinosaur that would like had fire in its mouth and had wings, and it came like with a knight that would fight it, and it was a dragon.
Oh,
dragon.
fuck yeah.
And I was like, what is this? I think I've heard of it before, but I mean, it's kind of like a dinosaur, but it's even cooler because it's also magic. And I like Harry Potter. So I together I also got at that time I got those books that are like Draconology. I don't know. I think they are from America. They are like scientific books about dragons. It's really cool.
Oh, nice.
They're like I have to take pictures of them at some point and show them. But they're like in a Darwin like 18th century. No, Darwin wasn't 18th century, but like in an old-time-ish illustrated way, like a book to identify animals and dragons.
Like that kind of scientific illustration style.
Yeah, but really, really old with like black and white photographies and stuff, and and
like fantasy science about dragons.
Yeah, fantasy science basically. Yeah.
Oh, that's really
and that was
cool.
really sick, and was like had like a bunch of books that were really expensive and like lusciously illustrated, and they came like with little stick together paper models of dragons. That was great, and I took a lot of inspiration from that artist who made those illustrations because they were really cool. They had a really, really unique style that I can't describe. It was basically a lot of detail and a lot of weird edges and frizzly things on the dragons.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of personality, and they made up like 50 different species, so that was also cool. And so I would transition from dinosaurs to dragons, and that was the thing I drew for the next 5 years. Maybe.
Nice. Just dinosaur with wing.
Yeah, correct. And it kind of like in my family, it also kind of became a meme after a few years that I would always like draw a dragon or a dinosaur, and that was the only thing I would draw. And I would never draw humans. I don't know how that works. And they have like don't have scales, and they don't have weird like warm bodies. So
Warm
that
blood?
makes sense.
What is that? No, give me the cold-blooded ones.
Correct.
NeverPaint is
Yeah.
a scaly confirmed.
No. Please don't confirm this.
Oh
Don't
yes,
put that on the wiki.
100% canon, guys.
Ah.
Draw NeverPaint
Stupid,
scale
no.
sauna if you're hearing this right now. Hashtag sketch with us, post it there, show us. I would love to see that.
I mean, I will retweet it, but I'm gonna resend you anyways. Yeah, and so at
NeverPaint
some point,
retweets fan art, blushing. It's not like I like it or anything, but baka.
basically what happened with Nevermilk. Yeah, I think the sad thing is I got into drawing humans by the combination of getting into anime and reading Game of Thrones
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like- when I was like 14, I think. 14 or 15. And I think 15. Should be 15. And because the German publications of Game of Thrones had like these cool knights on every cover, or like a just like the helmet of a knight, and was a knight for every different house. So I would just draw all the different knights of the different houses after having read the first book only, and didn't even know half of the houses, but it was cool anyways. And at the same time, I would draw like manga faces. And yeah, they were weird. But yeah, I became a weeb, and then I thought,
One of us.
yeah. Please help me, let me out.
Oh no.
Yeah, I thought, yeah, that's cool. I wanna draw a Tokyo Ghoul. I wanna draw a Mikasa, Tsukasa. Yeah, and so I did, and now I'm here. Basically.
So the other part
that's
then,
basically my story.
What motivates you today to keep going?
It's just an addiction. Yeah. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. Like, I said that I didn't really draw consistently for like a few years, like only in that school, and at some point I would only draw for birthday and Christmas gifts, like exclusively, and in the meantime I would just like build Legos or like later draw like paint tabletop miniatures, and I did spend a lot of time with that. But at some point I just shifted to like drawing my own things, and that, I don't know, the satisfaction of finishing an illustration is just too good to don't do it all the time.
Yeah, it's the thing
Yeah.
that feels right for you, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can relate to that
And-
feeling.
Like, I never really had like I think like some of you talked about like having the idea of becoming an artist like at a young age, but I never really had that because I wanted to become a paleontologist. Is that the English word? I have no idea.
Paleontologist, yeah.
Paleontologist. Archaeologist is the easier version. And that was the thing I wanted to do. And for like maybe a year I wanted to become an author, but I didn't never write anything, so that didn't go nowhere. And then what else happened? Oh yeah, like in late high school, I wanted to become like a theater scenery painter at some point
Oh, that's
because
cool.
I visited, I visited a school at like a school university. Look at the university you can study in trip, and I went there, and they had like these cool stage things with tons of trees and like miniature. Basically, it was miniature building and then building it in big for the
Yeah.
theater, and that was pretty sick because that was basically what I did with the scenery for my tabletop miniatures. But also there are like only 4 theaters left, and
Oh,
it's. I mean,
in
just saying
wait,
it's a
in where you live, basically, in Dresden,
no.
or
I just mean like theaters aren't like very popular anymore, and they don't have a lot of jobs to offer to people. Like
well,
it's
yeah,
basically
it's.
largely
I think it
overstudied
depends on where you
course.
live. There's
Yeah.
places where
Yeah,
theater is
okay.
still very much alive and well, but yeah,
But
I don't
but
think
still,
that
how
there's
many
probably a ton of jobs there, unless you're an
how
actor or
many s-
something.
yeah, how many scenery designers does one theater need? Like
Well, maybe you just need to fill that niche and become better than the current ones and, and do that. Well, maybe not
also
now because maybe it's not what you want to do anymore, but you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I also had the feeling that in modern theater it's really shifts to minimalistic scenery. Like it's often just a block or something, and the actors just interact with that without like elaborate stuff that what I would like to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I decided to become an art teacher because that kind of makes sense because I like teaching stuff, and
Can't relate.
I
I'm terrible at teaching and
I
I hate kids.
how horrible. Uh, I I mean I did the test. I spent a year at a uh, what's it called, grade school, and yeah, as a voluntary worker basically, and I spent a lot of time with the children. And sometimes I had to do like even like entire lessons because like teachers got sick or something, and I would just teach them how to draw the anime,
Oh, hell
and that
yeah,
was
dude.
cool, and they
Corrupt those
really
tiny
liked it.
weaves.
Oh, you know
Enlighten
I
them.
did. I mean
Open
there
their
was
third eye.
okay, like I got this one class that I had like a few times, and a bunch of children just got really obsessed with like manga drawing because of me, and one boy in particular like got this huge book like for his birthday, like about manga stuff, and we would look through it together. And later that year, he would read Bakuman, and we would talk about it on the schoolyard. That was pretty cool.
Fuck
But
yeah,
also
dude.
the teachers looked a little weird at me because I would talk about a thing that a child would read. That's weird.
Oh, if
Um,
only they knew.
if only they knew about the power of anime. And yeah, and that like at the graduation thing of that school at the end of the year, uh, that boy would give me like a big manga face he had drawn after my advices,
Ah, that makes
and
me so happy. I'm so happy that you
that was
awoken that
that was
kid's
like
Sharingan. And now he's a weak weeb.
yeah,
He's probably
and that was
corrupted
really
forever now.
good. Yeah, I'm so sorry, but also not. He's on the right path. Also has like, I think he also has nerdy parents or something. So yeah, that's basically what I want to do in the future. But also I kind of want to go freelance, and I'm just gonna see what works best.
Yeah.
Just juggling 2 things and see if something turns out on top.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good plan, having many paths that you like and see what you like better and what works better.
Yeah.
yeah,
You can always freelance on the side anyways, so
yeah. It's kind of a safer thing, like compared to what you, Seika, and Graf do?
Oh yeah, but my life,
Like-
audience, if you're listening, like, don't be like me. Always have a plan B. I'm a reckless asshole who had no choice. So yeah, learn from NeverPaint and always like have a backup plan, but don't abandon your dreams for that. Don't let people kill your dream,
Yeah.
but do it in a reasonable manner. So yeah,
Also,
Yeah.
maybe just get a fucking job like Asha or Noodle.
yeah.
Just always be aware of the consequences of what could happen when you fuck up. But
Yeah. But don't
Yeah.
let that
But also
paralyze you.
maybe-
Just plan around it and you're going to be fine.
exactly.
But also maybe you're fucking rich and you have a big safety net and you can do whatever. That's even better.
Or you live
Yeah,
in
that too.
Austria.
Get a sugar daddy, kids. That's how you become an artist.
Yeah, just live in Austria. Everything is free there. Schools are free.
Yes.
Well, like
That's
Argentina, healthcare is free, kind of. Education is free. And existential dread is also free. You know, the tiny things in life.
Sweet. Existential threat is so expensive over here.
Oh, what a good problem to have.
I mean, you need some privilege. Check your existential threat privilege, guys.
Oh my god. It's so horrible. Save me, please.
No, but if you actually have some privileges to go off, be aware that they're privileges and just figure out how to use them so you could
Yeah.
potentially survive without them.
Exploit
make
the
the
shit
best
out
of
of your
them.
privileges while you have them.
Yeah.
Yeah, to also Seika just hop on a boat and like come over to safer lands.
Today I learned
Go
that
east.
a Saudi Arabian prince has a Steam account and is like a big weeb.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I have to like go for that guy so I can live the art life without worries.
It's like the second time in a short while when I heard about weird obsession, like a very popular anime community in Saudi Arabia, for some reason.
Oh hell yeah. Hell yeah, if only they didn't hate women.
Nah, gonna make it at some point. Yeah.
Okay.
So, what else? I wanted to bring
Asha,
up
important question. Did you draw Pokemon as a kid?
I don't remember.
No!
Oh,
I wanted
No,
to know
that
if the
means
name
say
was
yes.
real. Yeah,
Let's
hell
just
yeah.
say yes. Considering I'm pretty prolific, I probably did.
You are. If you don't know that, dear listener, you can go to Asha's Tumblr page and
Oh no!
just
And then
click
find out I'm
through-
on hiatus till
Oh
October.
no!
You're on hiatus? What?
What? Yeah, what happened?
I took a break because I'm like, I have all these projects and I feel everything like, just on me right now, and I'm like, there's too much. I need to stop
Yeah.
something. It has to
Is
be
that the
daily
first
drawing.
time since like 4 years?
No. Well, this is the first time on purpose that I took a break. Last
Oh,
year I
okay.
took a break because I got sick, but yeah, and so I'm just taking a break so I can finish things.
Oh, was that why you drew this fan art
Yeah.
of the song? Ah, now I
Ah.
get it.
oh,
You get it if you saw
was
my
like-
Tumblr,
Ah,
but
makes
nobody
sense.
has.
No, what I
Ooh,
was
link
about
in
to
the show
say
notes.
is what I was about to say is that you can go like, I think like 80 pages of drawings of you, like going years back, and that's pretty sick because you have it all organized on one place
That's what I love
instead of
about
like
it. Too bad Tumblr
Yeah.
seems to be dying, according to people.
yeah, that's
Which is
sad.
depressing
Yeah.
because I built this whole project, this almost 4-year-old project, all on Tumblr. A dead site. Oh God.
How many
Pray for
pictures are there?
Pornhub to buy Tumblr so they allow porn again and it thrives as it used to.
Yeah, some of my images got like blocked even though they weren't porn. Hell.
Oh yeah, it's really so
Well,
stupid.
they were just like blocking pictures that had like skin colors in it, apparently,
That's
or
so
like
stupid.
beige colors, because the bot that made that was
Yeah,
so
how
bad
dare
about-
that girl show her ankle? Disgusting.
Who would want to see that?
Guys, we covered a lot of ground today.
We did.
Someone else have like a story about their artistic upbringings?
Not really.
Did like
I think
did,
we
like-
all talked about it.
Yeah,
did
the
like,
only detail I didn't mention is that one of my aunts is really into painting and has been studying painting as far as I can remember. And one of her children, one of my cousins, studied fine arts and kind of gave this tiny class on her house of art for children. And I was into that because I was family and I was her. So yeah, but it was like a 1 year thing that it's burned into my memory because I had like a bunch of statues I did with clay in that class for years
Sweet.
in my house. So yeah,
Have you ever tried using clay again, like as a skilled artist?
not really. I tried sculpting on different
Maybe
mediums.
you should.
We talked about it on a previous episode
Yeah.
too. Go listen to all the episodes, guys, and you will know all the tiny
Yeah.
cool stories. But yeah, those that cousin and my aunt always encouraged me a lot, and it was nice to have when I was like very young, basically.
Sweet.
It's really cool.
But yeah, I think we're all done, right?
I think we're all done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think that's it for this episode, at least for the audio part. And yeah,
Yeah. So guys,
who made the intro has to make the outro. Has to make the outro.
no, we can edit that later. Let's go to hashtag sketchwithus. Does everyone have that link open? I don't. I sure don't. Someone
I
link,
do.
link it to me.
I do.
Here's the first entry that we got by Ugly Patch. He
Oh
says,
fuck yeah.
decided to make some monster things using different media for the Sketch With Us hashtag. The media used
Okay.
going by the order of the photos is as follows: watercolor, marker, graphite, and digital. I'm most proud of the watercolor one. And this goes with what Lemon asked to do.
Yeah, and
I
the
think in the
traditional
last
versus
episode.
digital media.
Hell yeah.
Second.
This was really
I'm
cool.
really happy about this because it's a dinosaur. At least on the first picture, it looks like it.
It's
a-
dinosaur
it's a weird-
adjacent.
Yeah, it's a weird.
Yeah, I like the first one
creature.
because it's kind of like a dinosaur, but also like an alien. It's pretty cool. But the digital one
looks
has
like a sea creature a little bit, like a
really
snail.
cool shading in general. It's nice. I like the first one and the digital the most of these ones, but they're all cool. I like them.
Yeah, the digital really shows like his coloring style, but also the pencil one is what I kind of like the most because I have some affinity to pencil drawings because that's what I actually did for most of my life, like exclusively drawing in pencil.
Hell yeah.
And it's cool, and it's like a black and white photograph. You can see like some of the details a little better that get a little muddled, like in the marker drawing, for instance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the watercolor and the pencil one are my favorites.
I do like the watercolor one. These are some really good monster designs. I just
Yeah.
the digital one just feels kind of stiff to me. I don't know. The way
I
it
can
holds
see what you
its
mean.
arms, but like
Well,
the rendering itself is beautiful
Yeah.
yeah.
as usual.
And it's kind of, I think it's kind of maybe because the other creatures are like, have like animal anatomy, and that kind of makes sense. Like one is basically a T-Rex, and the other is like a seal creature, and the other is like a quadruple mammal one. But the last one is like a
Yeah, it's more humanoid.
almost humanoid. Yeah, but still mixed with that like lizard monster design, and that gets complicated to make it like realistic. Like, so that it looks like it could really move as
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
animal.
I think
Of
that
course.
the only problem I really have with the digital one is that, yeah, it's a little stiff, but that's okay. Like, happens to everyone sometimes. It's cool. I really like the rendering and everything, but I feel like the background in context is like I don't know what it's doing. It kind of makes me think about that, and I don't know. Maybe that's kind of why it's like
Oh, I like the background actually.
no, the background is nice. I just
No,
have
I
the
also
feeling
mean,
that
like,
I should understand what this creature is doing, but I don't.
It
It's
kind of
cool
sure
though.
looks
I
like
really
a
like it.
documentary.
It's still one
like a
of my
documentary.
favorites from these ones. I don't want to be mean. It's just
Well, it's called the critique.
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like it's in its natural environment.
Yeah,
I
he looks
guess.
confused.
Yeah. Maybe
No,
that
I
was
got
the
into the
intention.
wrong cave.
Maybe
He walked into the wrong cave. This is like his
maybe
neighbor's cave.
he just came out. He came out of a time machine and is now in the old times with dinosaurs and doesn't understand.
Just came out as a scaly.
But yeah, I appreciate
So-
that he has that signature confused Garchomp look.
Yeah.
All right.
I wanna see more Sketch with Us entries like this. Like, it's really cool to see the different stylistic renderings.
I want to see everything, guys. Everything. Just keep
Yeah.
us updated with your progress. It's cool to see.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
The next one is by Nico, who also drew something related to different types of media. He says, I wanted to do something like this anyway, but it goes really well with the new episode. And it's a mix between a photo graph and a drawing.
Graf.
Seriously, I keep hearing my name everywhere, and it's kind of weird because I
What
react
am
to it.
I supposed to say? Like, every time in any internet video, whenever anyone ever says the word never, I autocomplete to NeverPaint, and I'm confused.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It's a really common word.
It's
in
a blessing
English.
and a curse.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is really cool actually. It's also very, very moody.
I
It
like
has a
the
strong
use
feeling.
of white space.
Yeah.
Because white space is something I'm struggling with, and I'm not no expert, but it looks really cool on this. And I'm jealous that you can do this intuitively, Nico. Yeah.
And the composition is also nice. It's kind of like a fog is a little, and it's like kind of a focus of a picture, like the fog in the foreground, and you see like the devastated person on the or like maybe also relaxed person on the bench.
No,
And-
he's definitely sad.
and the fog creeping up like from the foreground. Maybe it's also just light, like
Yeah, it could
really
be like a
bright
lens
sunlight.
flare like a bokeh effect or
Could
something
also
like that.
be, but it's my interpretation. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
There's a really cool atmosphere. Um,
I have like a little thing for like extremely cartoony stylized characters in completely realistic environments.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's always sweet, because if you try to be realistic with a realistic character, every mistake is gonna show if they are in like a photorealistic environment. But if it's like an extreme stylized thing, it just makes a neat contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
agree.
also like that mix a lot. So the next entry is by Alex, who says
Oh,
bunny,
Hey Alex,
and he drew.
it's a bunny.
Yeah,
It's a holy
Bunny.
bunny.
Look at this cool potato bunny. He's so cute. He's so good.
It's not a
Protect
potato,
it
it's
at
a
all
peanut.
costs.
it is a
Why
peanut.
squish him? He looks like a
Oh
jelly
yeah.
bean.
Ooh. Comment, guys. Leave a comment. Is it a jelly bean or is it a peanut? Because I changed my mind. It's not a potato. It's definitely a peanut.
It's not a jelly bean. Jelly bean have a different form, different shape.
Or is
But
it
yeah,
though?
it's good. Also, it's holy.
Is it holy?
Yeah, it has like
Yeah, it's
sun rays
this
around.
aura
Oh,
of pureness
It
and good.
emits.
It's
it emits
glowing.
sun. It emits sunlight.
It's a holy peanut, but also a bunny.
Please surrender to the bunny. It's gonna save us all.
Worship the bunny. Give it your soul.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Also, I know it's not really a problem, but I kind of still hate that Alex draws on this dotted paper.
Oh.
And I want to give that boy some white paper.
But why?
Don't
looks
do
cool.
that. It's
I mean, it's
I
definitely.
wanna see-
I don't hate it. It's definitely better than gridded paper, you know?
well, yeah, but
That's
not that
also
much
fine.
better.
Yeah, it's fine. But this is
I
not
will
bad.
kill
This doesn't
everyone
distract
who
you as
draws in
much.
gridded paper. Yeah, it's not that distracting, but it would kind of look. It kind of would look more like a real illustration if it was on white paper. That's what I mean.
It's still a real illustration.
Well, it's a
Yes, but it
sketch.
looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, those are all the entries
Yeah,
for
I
this week,
guess.
right?
It's just.
Yep, that's all
That's a
we
weird
have.
thing I have.
Hell yeah. So yeah, remember guys, if you want to be featured in the next episodes, hashtag sketch with us, tweet at us your...
On Twitter, please.
Yeah.
You can also add us at Sketchcast. Sketch_cast, I think.
Yeah, tag us, use the hashtag, show us your progress and your drawings and your cool shit. We want to see everything. If you do music, also
Yeah.
throw it there. If you do like video editing and you have something short you can throw on Twitter, we will also talk about it. But those are like harder to include in the podcast anyway. But we will shoot you out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, guys, we need to do our own stuff now, right?
Yeah.
yep.
I remember. But I need a minute to look what I did.
Okay.
So please, you guys go forward.
Anybody
Yeah,
want to start?
I'm just going to show like the latest two things I did because I kind of like them. Because I wasn't on the last episode, and if I start to dump everything I did, I'm going to take forever and destroy Graf's time of editing this podcast. So yeah,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
the two things I like the most I made this week, kind of last week. First one is this one, this cool fashion demon lady that I really liked. I like the way it's very simple shading and very simple everything, but like I'm satisfied with the shading and the reflection of colors and things I included on this one. It's pretty nice. I'm still like
It's
okay.
It's
it.
very Seika. Very
Yeah.
Seika core.
I really like the highlights on the coat. Makes it stand out.
Yeah.
It's very
All the highlights,
glossy
actually.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like
Also- Also
the
skin tone.
reflections of colors and everything, like how the red coat reflects on the skin, even in the shadow areas of her body.
Oh yeah, true.
And it's like I was trying to like include more of that because I always forget, like, to do that, and I really like how it looks. So yeah, I'm happy with how this
I
piece
I
turned
really
out.
like. Oh, sorry. I really like this outfit, but I like thinking about how the heck she put it on. 'Cause it's so holy. I feel
have
like I would get an
worn
arm
shirts
stuck
like
in.
this.
You have?
Yeah.
Do you ever get your arm stuck in the wrong place?
Yeah, it's usually not that deep. Not that hard. I keep saying not that deep, even when it doesn't make sense in context. I don't know why. Sorry. It's not that hard
too
when
deep for you.
you actually see it, because like in my mind, the straps on the front of her body connect to the back of the shirt. So like you can just scrunch it all up to the neck and just get it over your head and just put your arms on the correct places, and it's like done. It's usually once you wear it once, you understand how to do it, basically. But yeah,
get
I
it.
love strappy shirts like this.
Very core Seika.
Hell yeah. So yeah, that was
Is it the same thing reversed?
that was the one thing I like, and this one is the other thing I liked. I have been having like a very hard week in general for reasons like a dear family member of mine died recently, and I'm kind of sad about it. And I have been having a ton of stress, and this drawing came out of that, like as a venting thing. I don't know. People seem to like it though, so I'm not going to complain. But yeah,
This is horrible. Like, I mean, it looks great, but yeah, I can totally like see all your emotions poured into
Yeah,
this thing.
you can definitely see where it came from.
yeah.
It's scary. Is that her back, by the way? Like, or is it
Sorry, what?
like is she turned around? Because I'm not sure how the body works.
No, it's fine. You can see her arms like coming a bit forward and
Oh
holding her
yeah,
head,
okay, yeah.
and like yeah, her teeth are kind of cut up, so there's no
Oh,
nipples
okay.
to. But you can see like her belly button
Yeah.
that's kind of mixed with like the black goo and stuff. But yeah, there's her
okay.
hip bones. You can see it's fine.
That's definitely one of those art gallery and 50 years pictures when they make like a Seika documentation.
It is
So,
it's very expressive.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like what maybe hot demon girl number 59 in your gallery won't express. That's more. It's like more often. If it feels more like an important piece in your portfolio, maybe. If you know what I mean.
I don't know, maybe.
It's
My art usually I feel like reflects my mood completely, because if I'm happy I just draw like happy things and things I like, and but then like something weird happens and you can clearly feel it on what I do. Unless it's a commission, I try to filter that stuff from those, unless it's like it's going to do good for the piece, you know. But yeah. Who wants to go next?
I can go next. So I think on the last episode I said I was gonna have the next chapter of my comic ready,
Hell yeah.
and I did
And?
not have time to work on it.
Oh no.
At
Oh,
all.
shameful.
Aw.
I have it fully sketched out though, but I won't get to work on it for maybe another couple of weeks, just because school is very stressful at the moment.
Well, yeah, you
But
just went back to uni recently, right?
yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
I have to conceptualize a film and draw a storyboard and write a script and everything, and actually compose music, which is the thing I did do. and I posted it here. It's gonna be in the show notes. Maybe you can listen to it. It's an ambient track, kind of trying to figure out what kind of music I want to have in my film for this year that I'm doing for school. And it's the first thing, the first
Nice.
composition I'm actually proud of, that I can actually post somewhere. That I managed to do.
Listen to it, like, on my own, but
Nice.
sounds
I
cool
listened to it.
from a pizza
I
here.
listened to like 30 seconds because I want to listen to what you say too. But yeah, I like this. I'm going to listen it once, like completely once we're done with this. Nice. That's nice.
So that's the thing I managed to do. Finally living up to that musician tag in my profile.
Hell yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the musical compositions like the Yadiga Assisi panometers get sometimes.
Sure,
Like
because
the one we saw in Tristan.
that also was ambient music, sort of.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of his Amazonia big panorama picture of the Amazonas rainforest.
Yeah, cool. And then one other thing I drew while doing an art challenge is the ice cream man.
Nice.
Oh no.
He looks like he's
is ice
either like is like having a sugar rush, like he consumes so much sugar, or he's on crack. One of those two. No other options.
Looks like a fucking Rick and Morty character.
You know, I don't know what's wrong with him. All I know is that he is ice cream.
Hell
I like
yeah.
that I like that he's so consequent that he also smokes. Like, even though smoking and ice cream doesn't sound good together, but
Well,
I guess
I guess he got issues.
What do you mean, NeverPaint? Does all that ice cream is clearly ash flavored, so it's fine.
Oh, okay. If you say so. I'm gonna
I
believe it.
like him though. I like his chaotic energy.
Yeah, he looks like you never know what he's going to do next.
Yeah,
me,
the ice
at
cream
least.
will melt from all those cones and it's actually knives.
Oh god. I'm scared. So, something else, Graf?
No, that's all I have to show today.
Cool.
Asha? Asha?
I drew break.
Oh, hell yeah. I saw this one earlier.
Yes.
She's so cool. She's chillaxing.
It's fantastic, and I like the expression. It's really close to her expression in the music video.
Yep.
Wait, what? Is this from something?
Oh my god, you never heard the song?
No.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
We all
educate me,
heard
Asha,
it.
please.
Oh boy.
Kero Bonito.
Yeah, it's the
It's a
song
popular
Break
song.
by Kero Bonito.
It's really cute, and the concept is just that she, like, in the music video, she sits on this chair and drinks, like, her drink, and they locate the chair in, like, tons of different locations throughout London, I think, and
They actually
And it
filmed it
just-
on tour, so it's different cities.
Oh,
okay.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
And they just put the chair, like, on a like everywhere, like in crowds of people, and like on the station, and
Malls and stuff.
it's really
Yeah.
it's really funny. And malls and
It's a nice video. It's a good
Nature.
song. I absolutely
Oh, yeah,
love this
I'm-
song,
I'm
and I
checking the
absolutely
video
love
right
this,
now.
this
It's
drawing as
cool.
well. You really captured the energy from the song.
Yeah, yes, seeing the video right now, I agree. Good job, Asha.
I mean-
Asha.
Thanks.
like I'm used to the quality of your drawings, but for some reason I'm really excited about like the handwriting and the font and the effect you made of like doubling the like making a shadow undercast of the writing, and that looks cool. And I should try that too.
Hell yeah.
When I did that, I kind of had to like warp the bottom one so it looked kind of different. So it wasn't just like a exact match. I was like kind of slanted, so it looks like a shadow more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing that I would never think about, think of on my own. Yeah. Something else?
Nope.
You're on break. That's
Yeah.
okay. You can take your time
Very on topic, that drawing.
for your projects and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so
I also-
NeverPaint.
Yeah, Oh no. Can I post 3? Is it okay, Graf?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Guys, I do coffee commissions now. Give me money and I draw you a thing.
Hell yeah.
For example, I drew for King Protos, I think, I drew this Ray like last Saturday, and yeah, and you only have to give me like 2 coffees that are like
Yeah, $6.
$6, yeah, or €6. I have no idea. And yeah, and I will make you like a little watercolor sketch. And I'm really happy with this one because it got finished really fast. Because when you're doing like such a cheap commission, it's kind of important to do it fast and don't spend hours on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah. Unless you want to die, which is like
Yeah.
not fun.
Starve. And yeah, and it was like that. And I like her. Her hand is a little weird, but I'm glad that I tried.
He's doing the Spock.
Yeah. She is kind of an alien. If my Evangelion lore doesn't lose me right now. Yeah. And that was the thing, and it was on the same day I watched My Little Pony with my dear friends. Some of them are here, like Asha and Graf, and
Yeah.
also Noodle and other people.
I wanted to be there,
And-
but I couldn't.
Maybe next time, or like, yeah, whatever. I made a pony.
Hell yeah. Nice pony,
It
Sona.
looks so cute.
It looks so good.
It's Neverpony. It's actually my first pony, I think. Like ever.
Nice.
I think I made a shitty sketch of basically the same thing once a few months ago.
I
But
drew a couple ones for tattoo designs years ago, but like, I never drew one for
Oh.
myself. I never drew my pony, Sona. Maybe I should. Maybe. I
do that,
think about that.
because it was fun. I actually really like the design. Like the head is a little like crowded, like a little cluttered with like all the hair and the horn and the strain of hair on top. But I really like the tail. Like that seems really like me.
I was gonna say the
It's-
tail looks really good.
Yeah.
It looks it's kind of the whole influence from the dragonology books and John Howe's art style, and like a really edgy sharp corners but smooth lines. That's what I like, and so it had to be in my horse.
Nice, dude. I love how on brand is the water brush cutie mark.
Yeah.
That's the brand. I just stole the water brush brand from Pentel. It's mine
What do
now.
you mean? It's a generic water brush. It doesn't have to be
Yeah,
a
of
pentel.
course, of
Nobody
course.
knows.
Yeah.
Please don't sue NeverPaint.
It doesn't even really look like a Pentel. Like you see a real Pentel on the picture. It has
Yeah.
like a really sharp tip and not the floofy one I like to draw.
Yeah.
And yeah, actually I did spend a lot of time on not doing art, but doing homework for university and doing commission stuff. And so I made some weird little sketches, for instance, this one. I'm really proud of for some reason.
Hell yeah.
It's
drawkaya, right?
Dear listener, drawkaya, and she said something while posting an art that she misses her long hair, and so I made a Pikachu girl with very long hair, and I really like how the hair came out actually.
It looks very flowy.
I like
like
the braids that you put in there.
It's like a country kind of look. I wanted to, because of a cowboy hat too.
The cowboy Pikachu girl.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
The newest cosplay Pikachu.
Yeah. I kind of want to draw. Also the weird style with a yellow line art on a colored background. That's something I've never really tried before, and I want to do more of it because it has this weird, like, little, I don't know, weird aesthetic that I enjoy.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
Like a negative thing.
Nice.
So yeah, that's all of us, right?
Yeah, I think
That's all
that's
of us.
it for the weekly progress section.
Hell yeah.
And that's also it for the podcast, guys. We can go sleep soon.
Yeah, I have to go eat.
Yes.
I need to go
My
sleep.
boyfriend just sneaked through the door and like signaled that I have to go eat in 10 minutes. So like,
Come and get your cheese.
Perfect timing.
Is it really just cheese? I imagine that you just eat cheese.
No, it's chicken. I love cheese, but I can't sustain myself on cheese alone, sadly.
Aww. You have to train that skill. Anyways, guys, you know the hashtag, hashtag sketchwithus. You're on YouTube right now because this section is actually YouTube exclusive now, which is really neat. You have an exclusive experience now with visuals, and we talk about your art. If you give it to us on Twitter, hashtag sketchwithus at sketch_cast.
Yeah, it's YouTube exclusive because we're going to try to put the podcast on other platforms, and we can't just do video on SoundCloud or wherever we decide to put this. So yeah, this is a little love nugget of YouTube exclusive content. You're welcome. Do you want to listen us when you commute to work and then like watch this section when you get home later? You sure can.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys,
Sweet.
thank you for listening to this episode. I hope you liked it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and to post on hashtag sketchwithus, and to follow the Twitter.
To ring that bell.
Yeah, hell yeah. Ring that fucking bell.
Okay. Goodbye, guys. Bye.
Follow all our social media of everyone and the podcast.
Yeah, yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
Of
See you
course.
next week, guys. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.